Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to another month of FEH Freebies, this time for February. We have a good deal of banners that are coming up that I'm at least somewhat interested in, like Valentine's Alphonse, as well as Legendary Byleth reruns, so it is of course in our best interest to try and save, but we are starting things off with a somewhat tempting banner, Heroes with Ground Orders, very solid units all around, with some solid fodder that I'm sure could be used to set up some nasty traps. But I already have Flane and Petra, so we're going to try to get Brave Micaiah, see if we can get her. I was going to say I might be tempted to pull any greens, but fortunately that's not an issue. We just got this one, and we will see our first free summon of the month. Well, not counting the Hero Fest stuff that I already did. And we just have a Raven. Boring, uninteresting, but that's fine. Our Hero Fest summons actually went really well, so can't complain too much. And technically, based off that, we are already up for this month's free summons, so hopefully that luck does carry on to some of the future banners. Yo guys, look at this banner that crawled out of 2017. Seriously, I thought they'd at least put like Owain on here to make it somewhat enticing. This is just kind of funny, but we have the Tempest Trial banner. We also have our Weekly Revival 8 banner. So we are going to pull for those. On this one, I guess we'll go red for that premium Aether fodder, save some feathers. And on this one, we'll go for Distant Counter fodder. Would have been funny if there was blue and only blue, and I was forced to pull it, and we got a plus speed 5-star Robin. That would have been a thing. But fortunately, we didn't have to do that, and instead we got Kayn, which is useful for that Wings of Mercy, always in demand, always good to have on hand. And on this one, take that top green. Hopefully we get a lot of greens on the Hero Rises, and that'll be fun. Got a Luthier, not a bad pull by any means. Certainly not Distant Counter, but still definitely usable. I don't need Distant Counter at the moment badly enough to pull that second green though, so we'll just take that and pass. Alright, next we have the new power banner with Ephraim, Lou, Legault, and Big Sis Camilla. Big Sis Camilla's Refine was pretty good looking, as I recall, and I do just love her. Ephraim also looked pretty alright, wouldn't mind him. Lou, I don't remember being super amazing, but I also don't remember it being super bad. Wouldn't mind getting him, but I think we're going to prioritize red or blue. And then there's Legault, and I think his Refine was actually really good too, but we don't need to go for him because if I wanted to build him, I've got plenty of copies. I like Camilla more, but I think I should go for Ephraim since he is seasonal. We'll go Ephraim, but if there's no blues, then we'll pull red. And we do have lucky 777 orbs right now, so hopefully we get something. Yeah, we were going blue. Even though I want to go red, we'll go blue. So we'll just take this top blue here. Try and get Ephraim. Come on. Just a Sully. Worthless. Worthless. I don't need it that badly though, so we're gonna save. Gotta save. Boy, wow, Fallen Edelgard is back. I'm sure glad everyone voted for her. The character that's now on 4 banners in the course of 1 year and is already in the standard pool for a Hero Rises. So yeah, we got Edelgard again. Air is here too on Colorless for her remix, but Edelgard stood out much more to me, as she tends to do. She does tend to always draw attention, for good or ill. We also have Hrid with his remix, and his new fancy attack Death Menace. What did Air get again? Oh yeah, attack Res Unity. Not bad, especially when you combine it with Mystic Boost, but not Mystic Boost is not as in demand, I think, since we've got the seal. We also have Moose Spell with Dragon Wall, which would be pretty cool, and Niffle with her Lull. We've got Yoon, who does not have a Refine yet, or a Remix. Neither does Naga. So those two kind of make that a little less exciting, since they might not end up with something super good. We'll have to wait and see what they get. And then we have Hector with Distant Counter and Crafty Fighter. Pretty cool. But I think I'm leaning towards Colorless, although Air wouldn't be the best pick. She does still have decent enough fodder, and we could try and get this monstrosity here. And then I think Red would be our backup for Hrid, because I never did manage to get him, and I was kind of interested in him when he first came out. And Moose Spell is not terrible, because I could give Dragon Wall to like Garen or something. And then blue and then green is the least exciting for me, I think. But we're just going to pull one orb. We got the one colorless. Try and get that Edelgard. What have we got? What have we got? Just an Ornn. Reposition fodder. Not the worst thing in the world. Certainly not the best from this banner, though. We have weekly revivals 42 and 9. Having two of them just means an extra free summon each week, which is nice. Though on this one, we have everyone here. I think we'll go for a Chrom merge, just because I think he probably would appreciate the merges, since he is more of a offense unit. And on this one, I have Iden, and I've had Lou, but I've never had Fallen Female Corn, so I think we'll go for her. If nothing else, I could get Sudden Panic fodder for someone if I want that, if I don't feel like using her. But we'll start with going for a red here. Try and get Chrom, I guess. Or a Fury fodder. I'm actually out of Fury fodder again, I think. So could use that. Instead we got Fur, which is much less exciting as a 4-star than Hinata, unfortunately. But now we'll come over here and try and find a colorless orb. We got one, so we'll go ahead and open that. What have we got? Just a Maria. Disappointing, but at least it's double the disappointment. Wait, is that actually an improvement? Alright, heroes with joint hone skills. Pretty solid lineup. Forsyth has joint hone def, but he's also just a pretty decent unit for how old he is now. I still sometimes use him in like Arena Assault. And then of course we have Dimitri, who is still awesome. Wouldn't mind another copy of him. But I'm actually kind of thinking I want to go red, try and get Nazel so that I can give Alphonse our dual infantry 4. Though I guess he doesn't really use the other skills here that much. Blue is better value, I think, but I'm going to go red. Well, I was going to go red. That's fine. They just said, Brandon, you don't have to feel bad about making a choice. We're going to make the choice for you. So, thanks. And we just got Ferdinand, so didn't end up mattering. I could pull the other blues, but I've got other stuff that I'm interested in right now. In fact, I haven't pulled on this banner yet because I'm thinking I might pull on it for a full video. You'll have seen that by the time it comes out, but or by the time this comes out, so yeah. Still just way more things that I'm interested in, rather than trying to pull those extra 2 blues that were there. For this month's New Heroes banner, we have Ascended Iden with Binding Blade Heroes. And this is a banner that I felt was just very fine after watching the trailer. It didn't seem too OP. Everything just felt very standard. But I don't know Binding Blade, but the characters seem cool. In particular, Nime's voice line in the trailer.
There is still so much I'd like to learn about dragons.
The line delivery on that was really good. It made me laugh. And she seems fun from her forging bonds. She seems like a fun character, and she has our first ever inheritable colorless tome, so that's cool. People are like, oh, it's useless. All the colorless tomes are just better off using their prefs. You fools! You absolute fools! Clearly, it's a new tome for the summoner. Duh. It's so that the summoner can finally have a different option instead of just their default weapon if you want to keep them as a colorless tome. Duh. But she seems cool, mostly for fodder, but very interesting character from her forging bonds. We have a pretty adorable demote. Kath here has lovely artwork, and a non-seasonal version of, I think that was Hoshiden Dancer Ryoma's dagger. And also another source of reposition, which is always appreciated. And she has attack res bond finally in the pool, although unfortunately that is a 5-star locked skill still. Really wish that had swapped with speed res link and that had been the 4-star skill, but overall not terrible fodder. Hugh has another one of those gimmicky dragonflower weapons, which I'm still not wild about, but it's fine, I guess. He also has speed def ideal and rouse attack speed. Not the most eye-catching fodder, but not terrible either. And then we have Iden, who is of course the ascended hero and star of the show, as a cool little near save tank. Could be very fun. She is both effective against armor and immune to effective against armor. Quite the little contradictory conundrum there. I wasn't in love with this art at first. It just felt kind of off. I'm not sure what it is. Someone said it felt like a seasonal hero that got repurposed into a ascended hero, and I can kind of see that. With all the flowers and stuff, she looks like maybe she was meant to be like either a Day of Devotion hero or maybe a spring hero, though she doesn't have the bunny ears, so maybe not, but just kind of odd, but she does look nice. And she has this new Wily Fighter, which just seems a little weak compared to what we just got with that new speed-based fighting skill for Valentine's. But it's interesting, at least it's another option. And I have seen people say they want to make her a speed tank, which seems odd, but I mean, hey, you guys do you, I guess. Even with like max investment, it looked like she was hitting like 45-ish speed probably with max investment, all flowers, merges, and everything, and a speed asset, which is okay, but I feel like nowadays we've got so many units that are cracking 50 and up that I'm not sure how viable that would actually be. But anyway, we're going to spend our tickets for blue, try and get her. As backup, I'd probably want Nime just because she's funny. But we're not going to spend orbs on this one. Just try and get lucky with those free summons on blue. Get another Ascendant Fleuret. And have Iden too, which would be cool. Just have... Oh! Whoa! We got her! Very nice. She is going to be a very cool tank for, I guess, like, summoner duels. Maybe she'd be a better option than a ranged tank for some of my teams. I'm not sure. Have to look at that. But very nice to get her for literally on our first free summon. Got that second Fleuret. I'm not sure. I'm saving one for a potential project in the future. But I'm thinking maybe this second one I could give to like Morgan. She's plus speed currently, but I was thinking either plus attack just to hit harder, or the other option I was thinking was giving her plus res, which seems a little odd, but she does need the res check on her tome. And newer units, some of them have had really high res. So I was thinking that would just kind of help bump her up and make her a little more consistent, kind of future-proof her a little. But I'm not sure. Those Fleurets are ridiculously rare. I was kind of expecting to get one for anniversary this year. Instead, they gave us 2 Celestial Stones, which I'm not really sure what they expect us to do with those. But especially because the Hall of Forms they have still just consistently made units that I was not interested in. I almost ended up getting that Summer Camilla and I decided not to, but at this point I kind of wish I had. But anyway, still very cool to get that Iden. Minus attack is a little icky, but plus res is probably pretty great just for that mixed near save tanking. Plus res. Alright, that is fantastic. Her other fodder, DR near save could be cool to have extra copies of, though I don't really have any near save tanks planned at the moment. I was thinking like Hilda, if like Christmas comes back and I don't have anything else I'm saving orbs for, could be interesting. I also thought maybe Benny or even like Elliewood or Dorcas, their Grail versions. So I did actually like them in Blazing Blade, so I wouldn't be opposed to building them, but they're a little less exciting now that they're so old. I'm not sure how well they would function, but I kind of think maybe I'd rather go for Nime now with the other tickets. But that was still super lucky, and we didn't have another blue here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go for Grandma here. No, we just got Grandpa. Grandpa Riss. Not as helpful, unfortunately. And here we could go for Iden again, but I'm kind of thinking maybe red. Just to diversify, get more chances at Dragon Flower is always helpful to have, especially for infantry flowers. It's always nice to have a ton of those on hand. Oh, but instead, is that Sigurd? Yes, it is. That is our first Sigurd, I think. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, that is our first one. Minus attack plus res again. But close def, or I could just use him. I'm not sure how good he is, but that's still cool. Pretty cool freebie. Can't complain about that by any means. Colorless is what I wanted, not green this time. Oh! Yo, 3 5-stars. Yo, we got Nime. Very funny. I like her lines. Her voice actress did a great job, though. I heard that apparently her voice actress has already passed, unfortunately. But I suppose it's kind of nice that her work can still be heard even afterwards. This one is actually plus HP, which is correct. But she did do a fantastic job. So that is cool to have. I'm not sure if I want to keep her because like attack res menace could be really fun on someone. I was thinking like that would be really fun on like Garen especially. So that he just like weakens people from across the battlefield and then just tanks them. That could be interesting. But I might keep her, I'm not sure. And then we've still got one more ticket. I guess now we'll go that red again and try and get Hugh. That was still insanely lucky though. 3 5s in one batch, and then we end on Henry. Well, Henry, Hugh, the names are kind of so close, I guess. But still, that is some fantastic summoning luck. Cannot complain by any means. This was great banner for me, which is funny because I wasn't that interested in chasing these units, but we got them anyway. Alright, we have Weekly Revival 1 and Weekly Revival 10. I don't think that's how counting works, but you know what, whatever. And on both of these, I think we're going to pull green. I got everyone on that banner, and on this one, I've got everyone except Regular Ike. And Regular Ike, I would not say is a pressing priority for me, so I guess we'll pull green on both just because they have the most enticing fodder. Even if I don't particularly need Steady Breath, I still have Brave Ike combat manuals just sitting there. I should honestly probably just merge them, but well, I guess I like Harden a little bit more than Celica, and also I like blue for the 4-star special focus characters more, but instead we just got Reinhardt. Just Reinhardt. I was hoping we'd get an Azura or something, but nope. And on this one, honestly, still kind of tempted to pull blue on that one as well, but we'll go for the focus character, I guess. And it's just Big Sis Camilla. What's up? What's up, Big Sis? Not needed, but thank you. Now we have the Love Abounds rerun, which I think is our first rerun with the new 4-star special hero summoning rate, where we can get other old seasonal units as 4-star special heroes. So that's actually kind of interesting. I guess that could theoretically influence what we want to pull. I think I want to go for Hector just because he's the most interesting unit on the banner. He's probably the strongest one. But I guess if you really wanted a specific old seasonal character, you could try and fish for them on that. Like if you really wanted Spring Xander, you could go for Lyn, which actually almost sounds enticing. But I think we'll go green for our free. Well, between Lyn or Roy, I guess we'll go Lyn. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Come on, Spring Xander. Oh, that's not Spring Xander. I would actually genuinely like a +10 Spring Xander, but I don't even have one copy, let alone 10 of them. Oh well. This month's double special heroes banner is actually looking really solid. A lot of good stuff, both for actual use and for fodder. On red we have Naysala with Solo, Near Trace, and Stall Ploy. And Kurthnaga with even Pulse Tie, which is actually pretty great for summoner duels. And I'd actually really like a copy of him to fodder. He also has the much less exciting dragon experience. What does his breath do? That's actually a pretty good breath too. That would be good on Garen, but then I'd have to pull like 2 of them. We got Sothus, who is also pretty dang solid and has Dragon's Wrath and attack speed rain, and the solo, but I'd probably just merge. Just because it's got Byleth. Still wish Byleth was the lead unit, but alas. We got Surtur, who is very annoying when he pops up, but I don't see him as much as other units. But he can get very obnoxiously tanky. We got Rhea, who similarly would be great fodder for Garen with Dragon Wall and Unity. But I'd probably keep her, honestly, just because she's very pretty. Caspar is probably the least exciting unit on the banner. I already have him, and Bonus Doubler is not a skill that I'm particularly excited about, but I guess he'd have Bonus Doubler fodder. Leaf is also great. I use him in AR as a Wings of Mercy beacon, super strong initiator. Very solid, though I wouldn't want to merge because it would mess up his HP pool. So I'd probably just use him for catch or pulse smoke fodder. And then finally we have Robin to round things out. Similar to Surtur, pretty solid tank. Very solid, also has stance and some other armor stuff. But I don't have anyone that I want to build as a near tank right now, so not as exciting. So definitely I would say red, blue, then green, then colorless. I'm almost tempted to just pull until we get a Kurthnaga, because I really do want that fodder. But we have a Hero Rises come up, so I should probably try and save. Actually, this one lasts for a while, so maybe if Byleth doesn't make the Hero Rises banner, I'll come back and spend some orbs. For now, I think maybe we'll pull any reds, so just both of them. Kind of tempted to pull that green too, try and get Rhea, but Caspar makes that a little less enticing, honestly. Oh, just Sunboy Morgan. Not the 4-star we were hoping for. And we'll spend the 4 orbs, pull this red, and nothing. Yeah, Null with his hand pose looks very awkward. This is odd. Yeah, and I remember he did not have anything of excitement. Yeah, Mirror Strike and Speed Ploy. That's unfortunate. Kind of tempted to pull more, but we'll wait on that. There's time to see how our Hero Rises banner ends up.
Next up is heroes with stance skills, all pretty solid, though part of that's just tier 3 stance skills being pretty solid. We got Shannon with steady posture, we got Ocean with mirror stance, and finally we have Ronan with swift stance 3 and joint drive speed. He is the most enticing looking one, and I forgot how traumatized this boy looks. Look at him, he looks so sad. And he also has rally speed res. I kind of want to put joint drive speed on Byleth, so I kind of want him for that. But I also kind of want to put swift stance 3 on Chris, and he could also use joint drive speed. So I should probably do that, but I do kind of want to put joint drive speed on Byleth. I don't know. I think Chris, well, I was going to say I think Chris needs the boost more, but he won't be getting it this time around, unfortunately. Nothing on Colorless, so we'll go for the Shannon, I guess. I think I already have an extra copy, so, like, a third copy wouldn't be that exciting compared to Ronan, but instead we got Ogma, who is even less exciting. Would have really liked a Fury fodder or something, you know. Alrighty, we got the Echoes Valentine's rerun. Guess we're gonna go for the duo unit. I don't desperately need any of these. Between them, kind of want Conrad, but I think Rudolph is better. But I do kind of like Conrad. He's one of the Echoes characters I actually did like. He's adorable, but we'll go for Rudolph just because he's pretty strong still. But instead we just got a Oboro. Boring. Oh, boring. Sorry, Oboro. I wish you were better. Alright, next we have Weekly Revival 43 and Weekly Revival 11. On this one, I think I'm going to go for Grima, though Ishtar wouldn't be a bad backup for a merge, because I have been enjoying using her, actually, with her Resplendent. And on this one, I think I want Dimitri slightly more than Claude. I have both of them, so probably just lol fodder, honestly. Maybe I'd merge Dimitri, but I don't know. But I think we'll go Grima and Dimitri. We'll go Ishtar and Dimitri, double blues. Try and get something nice here. And I forgot that this is short month. Oh, that's about right. That's almost correct. I forgot that this is a short month, so this is almost the end of our free summons for the month. Almost the end of the free summon adventure. That's a lot of blues. Very good blue wheel. Tempting to just try and get a bunch of Dimitris, but no thanks. We'll pass. Well, not quite the correct Lance Cavalier from 3 houses. But that's fine, that's a reposition at least. That's fine.
And to end the month off, we have Legendary Heroes Kata, but we definitely have to pass on this banner because a miracle actually happened against all odds. We come over here to the voting gauntlet, and Byleth won very narrowly. That is a very narrow win right there. 40 million points. Very slim margin of victory, but we take those. And surprisingly, the exact outcome that I predicted and hoped for occurred for the round 1 results. Now, ideally, Byleth goes to the top and wins, and I get a free copy of him. But I don't think that's going to happen. But even with just this banner here, this is my ideal lineup from the top 8 units. So I'm very happy about that, although this side of the map didn't care too much because I could have used a Dagger or Etri as well. Even Sigurd and Edelgard I don't have, so they would have been new units and I could have used them, but for stacking the Hero Rises banner, this is the lineup of characters that I wanted the most in terms of units and fodder. So I'm excited about that, but as a consequence of that, we now desperately need to get our orbs back up to spend on that banner. So we are going to definitely be passing on this banner. But to be fair, I'm not that desperate for any of this. There's some interesting stuff here. So our new legendary Kata here is a big old Vantage unit. But she also has Kanto, which is odd. It's not bad, but it is odd because I think of Vantage units with which her faithful loyalty is very much leaning into. I think of Vantage units as like enemy phase units, so like Kanto is kind of odd, but I guess like you could use it to break a wall and then move yourself into position, or snipe a key threat, although that's a little difficult since she is a melee unit. But you could take out a key threat and then set yourself up to Vantage other enemies, or take out an enemy and then Kanto out of the way if there's an enemy that you won't be able to Vantage. It's interesting. But she has Distant Storm and Attack Death Rain, which are both good skills. I think Distant Storm is new, but it's a good skill. But I don't desperately need her, and I'd probably keep her anyway. And then she is sharing with Not, who has DC, which is great, and Attack Speed Menace, which is great. But I want Attack Speed Menace on Byleth, but I can't use Distant Counter, so she is somewhat worthless to me. Well, I mean, I'd keep her. I'd put her on someone in the future I'm sure could use it. But disappointing fodder combination for me personally. And then we have Faye, who has Distant Stance, Dragon's Ire, and Def Res Menace, all of which are pretty good, or we'd probably keep her, but if we had a copy for fodder, I'd probably put Dragon's Ire on Garen alongside like Distant Stance, I guess. That'd be interesting. The second color that I would go for on this banner, I think Colorless is second best, though not as good. Some of the units are a little older and some of the fodder is a little older as well. DC and Joint Drive Attack are great, but I don't have anyone in particular who needs those skills at the moment. Leaf has Attack Res Push, which is not the most sought after push skill, but he is still a great unit with his pref there. Corn's not bad either, on that note. And then Leg Yarn has Swift Sparrow, Far Trace, and Rouse, which are all really solid. Though I don't like Rouse quite as much, though Null Panic is good. And she also comes with an Ascendant Flurry since we haven't gotten her. So I think Colorless would be our backup. Red and green are kind of a toss-up. I think I like red as a color here slightly more. Attack Speed Push and Spurn, Sothus, who I just think is cool and also has Time Pulse, and Riggin with Swift Sparrow, Lull, and Panic Smoke, still great. But green would offer me more utility with Triandra and Astrid. Astrid's fodder is not great, but her bow is cool. And Triandra is a Dark Mythic Dancer, so that's helpful since I foddered my copy. Oops. Edelgard would just be a merge because she doesn't have anything interesting, but we are definitely going to go blue, colorless, green, red in order, but we're only going to do one free pull because we got to get those savings. As always, I've rambled far too long. Let's finish this. But I wanted to go over those Hero Rises results because It's very exciting. I'm very excited, and that will affect our polls for the coming month. So we've got this one blue. We will pull and try and get something shiny and new. No, just a desperation. That's okay. I'm much more desperate to save my orbs than I am to try and get a new unit here. So even though that ends on a bit of a sad note there, definitely can't complain. This was a fantastic month, especially if you factor in the free summons from the Hero Fest. Those were very lucky. And then also our free summons this month, we ended up with that crazy luck during the Iden banner. That was fantastic. So that more than makes up for the rest of these being kind of underwhelming pulls. But anyway, this has gone on quite long enough. Thank you guys, as always, so much for joining me on another round of FEH Freebies. Best of luck to you guys on your summons, whether they be on this banner, any of the others that are running now, or in the near future, or the upcoming A Hero Rises. I hope you get the units you're going for. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon signing out.